So it's time to get some internet access. So what we will be doing is just to enable Ethernet 0 on the 2 cluster members. And this is connected to VMnet 8. And I think I did show this before, but VMnet 8 is host netted within VMware Workstation. So more or less it will use my host to reach the internet. So yes, it doesn't have public IP addresses directly on it because it's within the virtual environment. So I was thinking we do like this. So first of all, we log into both of the gateways. So we log into gateway 1 and gateway 2. And we go into expert mode. And I think we will duplicate this as well. Can we duplicate it? Clone. And gateway 1 we will clone as well. So we have gateway 1 and gateway 2 now. So let's check a few things. So first of all, we have, if we just log into the Gaia portal, we can see all the interfaces there. So we log in here. And yes, the configuration is locked. But we see here that Ethernet 0, it's enabled, but it has no link. So if you want to see like, okay, how can I see this in CLI? You can do ifconfig. Then you will see if it's up or not. But you only see if it's enabled, so to say. So I was thinking like this, that we do watch cph probe stat. So this watch command, cph probe stat, the checkpoint command itself is cph probe stat, and the watch makes so it updates itself every 2 seconds. So this will check what gateway is currently active. So watch cpha probe stat. So we can see here that, okay, gateway 1 is the active one. And this is the local one for gateway 1, and this is the local one for gateway 2. And we see here that interface 0 is down, disconnected link down. And we will do another command, tail -f/var/log/messages. So what you do with this command is that it will show the last 10 log messages. So what I want to catch here is more or less when we enable the interfaces, and we can see some failovers if we want to have failover. So one way we can more or less force a failover is that we open the interface on gateway number 2 first. So let's do that. And it's just disabled within VMware. So do settings and VMnet 8, and we connect and connect on power on. Okay. So if you go back here, we see directly that now it's failed over here. So the active member is now CP gateway 2. We also see in the var log messages that here, for example, it has gone from down to standby and standby to active. And you can, so this is a way that you can see like why is something happening. So why is this not going into standby? It doesn't go to standby because it doesn't have full connectivity. So if we would fail over, the cluster knows that it's missing an interface. So it will not fail over automatically. But if the active node goes down, yes, the traffic will start to flow on the gateway 1 because it has more interfaces active. and then it will become active down again. So for this to be active standby, all interfaces need to be up on all the gateways. So I wanted to show one more thing. So if we go into the smart console, we can of course see the status within the gateways and services. So we see now one is green and one is yellow and say cluster Excel problem. So it says that it's an alert, it has an issue. But I also wanted to show this. So if we go into the cluster itself, and I don't know if you remember this, but this is something that we did change. So this specific one, it says maintain current active cluster member. It means that we will not have unnecessary failovers. Because if we take switch to higher priority member, so let's say the cluster is up and running, the primary goes down, then it will fail over to the standby, so that becomes the new primary. But when the cluster node comes back up in line and it has the higher priority, you will fail back. So I personally don't want that. You may want that for like geo reasons, because you want to have a specific cluster active because it's in a better data center or whatever. And to see what type of member has the highest priority, this is the priority itself. If you want to have higher priority on this one, you just click increase priority, okay, publish and install. But we will not do that now. I just wanted to show you that we got a failover and it will remain on gateway number 2, even that it has the lower priority because we took the decision to take maintain active member. So if we now enable the interface here, okay, now it will come up as standby, active standby. And the reason for this is because now it has all the interfaces up and running. So you see also here, Ethernet 0, NIC link up 1000 meg. And it did change state from down to standby. You can also see the last reason why there was a failover. So this is something new in later releases. It hasn't been like this before. It was quite tricky to find out like why did the cluster fail over. So I can force a failover just to show this. So for example, we can shut down the interfaces on this again. Now we will force a failover. So now it says interface Ethernet 0 down, disconnected link down, and then you see it did go from here, the link did go down, it did go to active attention, and then active to down. And the reason for this is because link Ethernet 0 was disconnected. So this messages file is quite nice to have. And you see, even if we re-enable the interface again, we will not have a failover because we have maintain current active member. So now we're back to active standby. So that was varlog messages and CPH probe stat. And just to confirm that we can reach internet, maybe we can do ping Google or ping google.se. Google.se. So we have internet from our gateways now. So that's perfect. And of course, we want to verify that we also have internet on our host. Let's see if we have ping. Will this work? Yes or no? No. Why? No, I will show you. And just to show you, I will also try to surf to this is a Swedish newspaper. It doesn't work. Or youtube.com. So we don't have internet. And it's not because of DNS. We can check if it's DNS issue. ipconfig /all. So we have the DNS server as Google. So ping google.se. No, it doesn't even look it up. So why don't we have internet? Well, let's check the logs. So let's do like this. So first of all, we drop all the DNS traffic. So that's not good. So we need to have a rule for DNS. But I think that we did have a ping accepted. So here we have an ICMP request for ping. So this becomes a bit tricky, but more or less we need to NAT the traffic when we're going out, because we're going from the inside network to the outside network. So we need to hide NAT the traffic if we don't use public IP addresses. So more or less we will fix a few things within the rules. So let's create the rule to allow for DNS first of all, maybe. So we take DNS and let's permit HTTP, and we permit HTTPS as well, and we accept this traffic and we log it. And here we can actually take the destination as external interface, external zone, because if you remember when we did set up this cluster, I did do like this. So if you go to network management here, Ethernet 0, not only did I put the topology as external, I also put the security zone as external zone. So this means that I can use this in the rule base. And that's quite nice, because if you think about the rule base, it goes from top to bottom. And if you want to specify internet, you cannot really use any, because any means all the internal networks as well. The checkpoint firewall doesn't know what is internet. So you need to use an object to represent the internet. And I normally use external zone, and I will show you why when we do with inline layers and so on. But we will take from this network. So allow for a web surfing. But I also mentioned that we need to fix like hide NAT. So we can double click on this network and we can do NAT, and we can add an automatic NAT hide. So this hides behind the gateway. It hides behind the firewall itself. We will talk more about hide NAT, rules, etc. in dedicated videos. But let's publish this one. And let's install the policy. So the installation is done. Yes, this is a warning message. We will look on this in a later video as well. But this is now successful. The rules has been in place. We already have an ICMP rule. We have a DNS, HTTP, and HTTPS. So let's see if we can ping Google. So we can ping the IP address of Google's DNS. So that's good. We can do DNS lookup because we can do ping Google. And are we able to surf to YouTube? Yes, we are. So we actually have internet on our VM machine now, and we have internet access on our gateways. Maybe we should check if we have it on our management station as well, but we should have. So CP management, Let's log in on this one. Ping. So this is working. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.